Welcome to GCSE Religious Studies Options Evening. I'm Mrs. Walker and I'll take you through what is available for your child. In our world, we're surrounded by religion and beliefs. Every day the news has something of relevance to our subject. There are lots of things you can find out with a quick Google search. Who was King Henry VIII's third wife? Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. But I can't remember her name. A quick search tells me it's Jane Seymour. But there are lots of things that don't have such a straightforward answer. Religious studies addresses the big questions in life. Is there a God? Do I have purpose in my life? Should I forgive people who have harmed me? If these are the sorts of questions you sit down and discuss around your dinner table, then perhaps religious studies is the right GCSE for your child. Or perhaps, if you don't yet discuss such things, wait until your child takes religious studies and then you will. One thing I would say is that it's important you don't think religious studies is just for those with a religious belief, because we explore a variety of beliefs, including non-religious worldviews. We find atheists and agnostics get just as much from the course as theists. Here are just some of the things the students who have taken religious studies have said about the subject. As you can see, there is a lot of discussion in lessons, and we don't put forward one absolute right answer, but encourage students to explore their own views and the views of others. Some of the topics are controversial, which means we have varied lessons. I'll just give you a moment to read the comments. Now let me tell you a little bit more about the course so you can make an informed choice. Some real basics for now. It's called GCSE Religious Studies, but is commonly referred to as Philosophy and Ethics. The exam board is AQA. As with many GCSEs, there is no coursework element. It is all examined through written exams, and there are 2 papers taken at the end of Year 11, each lasting 1 hour 45 minutes. Paper 1 is on the philosophy of religion, with the study of 2 religions. Paper 2 is on ethical themes. Let's have a look at paper 1. This is our philosophy of religion paper. You may be asking, what is philosophy? I've put a dictionary definition on the slide for you. The branch of knowledge which examines the concepts such as truth, existence, reality, and freedom. The 2 religions we study are Christianity and Islam, and there is a lot of big questions we address, such as how the universe began, why do people suffer, and what is beyond this life on earth. In the Christianity paper, we consider the nature of God, exploring concepts such as the Trinity, the birth and death of Jesus, and how these beliefs influence Christians and the way they live their lives. This links to the practices Christians have, such as how they worship and what is important to them in their lives. For example, within the role of church, we look at how churches can support communities through things like running food banks. In the Islam paper, you will see there are overlaps with the key ideas from Christianity. We will also see how prophets from Judaism and Christianity also feature in Islam, such as Adam, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Students have studied the 5 pillars of Islam in Year 8. The GCSE examines these pillars in greater depth. We think it's very important to keep up to date with current happenings. So, for example, we looked at how Hajj was conducted during COVID. A very different experience for those who could take part. One of the reasons we chose AQA as our exam board is that we liked the structure of the exam questions. It remains the same through all questions in both papers. This is an example of a question from Christianity. It is designed to be accessible by pupils of all abilities and begins with a multiple choice question followed by a short answer question. Students are asked to demonstrate their ability to write longer answers in questions 3 to 5. As you can see from the questions, religious studies isn't just about having an opinion, although there is room for that in the work we do. Students do need to be able to back up their ideas and contrasting ideas with evidence and examples, which is why the subject is so suitable for anyone who likes a good argument. Now let's have a look at paper 2. This is the ethical themes paper. It is centred around morality. How do people behave? How should they behave? And how do their beliefs influence what they do? In just a moment, I'll take you through these different themes. But for all these themes, students will examine different religious, philosophical and ethical arguments. They will look at the different beliefs within a religion as well as between religions, and they will also examine non-religious worldviews. These are the 4 themes we study. Let me take you through them one at a time. The first is relationships and families. As you can see from the list, these are mature issues. We do deal with them in an age-appropriate way, and students get the opportunity to consider their own opinions on these issues, and will also examine different Christian views and non-religious worldviews. Our second theme is religion and life. Again, we have mature issues such as abortion and euthanasia. These are dealt with sensitively, and the students tell us how valuable it is for them to consider such important topics. We also consider human interaction with the world, including care of the planet and how we treat animals. Our third topic is religion, crime and punishment. We consider why people commit crimes and what society should do with people who have broken the law. We explore different types of punishment, such as corporal punishment and the death penalty, examining arguments for and against these, as well as what religions teach and what the law says. We explore ideas around forgiveness as well. For example, we look at the horrific murder of Anthony Walker and what his mother says about forgiveness. Our final theme is religion, human rights and social justice, considering the freedoms we have as human beings and the responsibilities which go alongside them. This includes how the most vulnerable are treated and what society should be doing about that. We address prejudice and discrimination and how the poor are exploited. Here is an example of an exam question from the first theme, relationships and families. As you can see, in comparing it to the Christianity paper I showed you earlier, the structure is exactly the same. This means that students can quickly learn how to answer the question regardless of the topic. The final question is always an evaluation question. Students have to look at both sides of an argument and be able to provide evidence for both before coming to a justified conclusion. To summarise then, students need to show knowledge and understanding of 2 religions. They need to understand the influence of religion on individuals, communities and societies. They need to understand the significant common and divergent views between and within religions and beliefs, and be able to conduct well-informed and balanced arguments on matters concerned with religious beliefs and values. In doing so, students will develop a lot of very valuable skills, including the ability to debate, to empathise with people, and to be able to critically evaluate information. These skills transfer very well to a wide variety of careers. Here are a few examples of some of those careers. We have a sports journalist, a politics, philosophy and economics student, a chef and a doctor. I'll give you a moment to read about why they felt religious studies was valuable to them. This is a more detailed list of careers, but actually any job which involves talking to or managing other people will be benefited by religious studies. We live in a multi-faith and multicultural world. We will always meet people who are different from ourselves, and the ability to understand others is a very important skill. On balance, is GCSE Religious Studies suitable for your child? If they're open-minded and able to express themselves in writing, bearing in mind that there are essay questions in the final exam, then I would say yes. If it's a subject you're considering, do make an appointment with your child's RE teacher at Parents' Evening so you can discuss it further. Many thanks for your time, and I do hope this has been helpful.